Welcome to Naturally Inspired Radio, where we expose what's broken in the healthcare system, connect you to real health solutions, and inspire you to take back control of your life. We want to help you feel empowered, informed, and free to live naturally without fear, confusion, or dependency. Download our latest book on real solutions for health at naturallyinspiredradio.com. Naturally Inspired Radio is a nationally syndicated show broadcast on over 100 radio stations, online platforms, video channels, and podcast feeds. Follow us on your favorite platform today, hit that like button, leave a comment, and engage in our special live stream chats, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com to learn more, register for our weekly giveaway, and explore past episodes. You can also connect directly with Tammy, follow her on all major social media platforms, and discover more about our featured guests and trusted radio partners. Are you looking for better health? Work with Tammy today and take the first step toward a healthier, more empowered lifestyle. Schedule your complimentary 30-minute lifestyle assessment to explore personalized guidance on nutrition, movement, toxin-free living, and natural beauty without pharma. Get started now and discover Tammy's preferred health products at naturallyinspiredstore.com or text Tammy directly 720-303-8868. Love the show and want to support the movement? Head over to naturallyinspiredradio.com and click on the support tab. There you'll find all the ways you can get involved. Join our Naturally Inspired community, become a preferred customer, attend one of our amazing live events, get your backstage pass for exclusive access, and connect to all things naturally inspired. Thank you for tuning in today. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
The information and other content provided on this radio show or in any linked materials is provided for informational purposes only, not intended and should not be construed as medical advice. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
Welcome, everybody. It is time for Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm so glad you're joining me today. We'll see if we can get through the show here today without me crying, because for some reason, my eyes are watering again. I think smoke's hitting me. As you know, I've been battling the smoke from Utah fires and Colorado fires, and they're just making my eyes really sensitive. They're not sore or anything anymore, but they are kind of watery. So we'll see. We'll see if I don't drop some tears here during the show. Anyway, fantastic morning out here on the farm. A little weird. Let me tell you why. From time to time, we do get some people out here by our farm that like to stop and check out the cows. You know, the guy at the auction the other day at the sale barn told me, do you just have yourself some lawn art? And yes, indeed, I do. I do indeed have some lawn art. I have Highland cattle, and they are lawn art. And so they attract people who are consumers of lawn art. And today there was a gal out here, and she was just, just excited, I guess, to see the farm. And she was filming the whole farm and walking around the farm. And I was like, okay, what's going on here? It's a little odd. She got by the fence, and because we were feeding and we were watering everybody out there. So we were on the other side. But I'm thinking, what is this lady doing? And she's just filming the farm, and she made her way over to the cows, and stuck her hand through the fence and was trying to pet one of the cattle. And I thought, oh my gosh, on a bad day, cows are like people, so they get a little moody from time to time, and most of the time they're okay, with me, and they let me give them a little pet here and there, and we have a little conversation, and and that's that. But they tend to not really like strangers, So I'm thinking, well, this lady is brave. What is she doing there? And anyway, just a little side note. If you're visiting a farm, if you happen to be stopping to take some pictures or whatever, just be careful, because I was like, what in my goodness is going to happen here? Thankfully, nothing. And she got her pictures and she was on her way. But that's just kind of how it is. I feel like people are so, they're yearning for nature. They're yearning for connection to animals. They're kind of yearning for just, being with nature, being outside, being around animals, and I think that's because, we're just living in such a digital world. So anyway, that was kind of my morning, and say a little prayer for me, because we're going to try again to go to the sale barn to take Rusty. Rusty's one of these bulls we got to get rid of because we got too many bulls. And so we're going to try it again to take him on Friday. Last Friday, we were unsuccessful loading him in. He just didn't want to go. And I wouldn't want to go if I lived here either. Honestly, I would not want to go if I was him and I lived here. But he's got to go because we got too many bulls. So we're going to sell him at the sale barn. But last Friday, we were trying to get him in the trailer. And the trailer we borrowed from our neighbor down the road had one of those posts in the middle. And he couldn't navigate his horns through that post. So that was kind of a gong show. But we're going to try again. We're going to try again Friday, maybe even Thursday night. We picked up the trailer today. And we're going to try maybe Thursday night. I've been advised to try Thursday night because we have to be out there early Friday morning. So we shall see. We shall see. Say a little prayer for me. See how this goes. Trying to get a cow, especially a bull, loaded into the trailer. Not the easiest thing to do, apparently. Not the easiest thing to do. I've got a great show for you today. Our daily topic, I'm bringing it back. So, years ago, I was talking about the Internet of Things, trying to introduce people to the Internet of Things. We're talking, 4 or 5 years ago. Probably 3 to 4 years ago, I guess. I was saying, Internet of Things, people. Have you heard this term, the Internet of Things? And most of the people, especially on my Facebook, were like, you're crazy. You're a conspiracy theorist. You're not. What are you talking about? All that stuff. Yeah. So now it's here. right? It's like being built in front of our eyeballs, the Internet of Things. We're going to revisit it. We're going to revisit it, what it is, how it's going to affect our daily lives. Top news story I want to cover today is about lab-grown meat. You've seen all this stuff, the fake meat, the fake fish. We covered it, I think, Monday here, fake fish. It's expanding into fake butter, into all kinds of fake food. And I think there's kind of a different reason for it. It's not the environment as we are being led to believe. Okay, so I've got some thoughts on that. Incandescent light bulbs, you should be using them. They're difficult to find. And I believe in Canada, they're actually even illegal. That's very interesting. So we're going to talk about that, why you should use them, what the difference is. There's also a new vaccine coming out. It's in trial right now, a new vaccine designed to help fight colorectal cancer and pancreatic cancer. Here we go into the predictive medicine, era, I guess you could call it, where we predict disease before you get it. And so therefore we treat it before you even get it. So we're going to talk about that. Health topic today is the process of losing weight. I've been talking to a lot of you about losing weight lately, and I just want to make sure you get a visual for it. What actually happens when you're losing weight? So we're going to bring that down. And of course, there's a naturally inspired moment. So much to cover today. Let's get started with our daily topic. I'm going to try not to get too heated here because you know me, this whole thing is just driving me insane, really, at times, because it is a huge shift. It's happening. It's not going to happen. It's happening. We're already living with some of the consequences. They just aren't being identified in the correct way. Okay, so what is the Internet of Things? Let's bring up the first clip, and this is just a little tutorial. You can find these on YouTube all the time. The Internet of Things defined. Here it is.
And realize that you might not have turned off the air conditioner while leaving your house. Instead of traveling all the way back home, what if you could use your smartphone to know the status of your AC and perhaps even turn it off? Wouldn't that be amazing? Well, yes. And this can be achieved with the help of the Internet of Things. Until recently, access to the internet was limited via devices like the desktop, tablet, or smartphone. But now, with IoT, practically all appliances can be connected to the internet and monitored remotely. IoT is shaping the way we live our lives. It helps us get a better insight into the working of things around us. So, what exactly is the Internet of Things? IoT is a system of interrelated devices connected to the internet to transfer and receive data from one to the other. A smart home is the best example of IoT. Home appliances like the AC, doorbell, thermostats, smoke detectors, water heaters, and security alarms can be interconnected to share data with the user over a mobile application. The user can now get detailed insight into the working of the devices around him. Think about it. Until recently, the internet helped people connect and interact with each other. But now, inanimate objects or things have the ability to sense the surroundings, to interact and collaborate with one another. For example, in the morning when your alarm goes off, the IoT system can open the window blinds, turn on the coffee pot for you, and even turn on the water heater. Although all of this is fascinating, there's a lot that goes on in the background to ensure seamless functioning. From effective communication between devices to accurate processing of the data received, a lot of components are involved.
A lot of components involved in here. Did anybody else have a mom that used to do this? She would say, hey, do you guys want to go to the park? Or do you guys want to go to the grocery store? That's how my mom used to roll. She propagandized us, or she gaslit us. I don't know what you call it. I don't know which category that falls into, but she did it all the time when we were little. That's what I feel like they're doing here. Don't look at the bad parts. Look at the great part. And I feel like I want to say bullshiggity, like this is what they're presenting to you. This is going to be so great. This is for your convenience. Imagine being able to turn on your air conditioning from your office. That's the beauty of the Internet of Things. What they don't tell you is that the goal is actually to make you part of the Internet of Things. Why would I say something like that? That's crazy talk. Why would I say who, what, huh? Yeah. Because I have watched hours and hours of these guys talk about the Internet of Things. And let me tell you, what they're pitching isn't full transparency, to say the least. Stay tuned. We're going to talk about how you're going to get integrated into the Internet of Things if these tech bros get their way. Stay tuned, everybody. This is Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm Tammy Cuthbert Garcia. We'll be right back.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, sow health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great-tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
You can find us on your favorite platform, live streaming. Catch our show on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute, Odyssey, Twitch, DLive, Kick, and more. Podcasts, you can listen anytime on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, and all the major platforms. On social media, we are there too, so connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, X, Getter, Gab, and all the others. Just search Tammy Cuthbert Garcia or Naturally Inspired Radio. We're everywhere you are. Okay, I want to get back to this topic, the Internet of Things, as it progresses. There's this integration of reality and virtual reality. And the Internet of Things is the web that's going to kind of hold that whole thing together. Maybe let's go to the clip of Eric Schmidt. He said this 10 years ago. And I think I may have even played this clip before, years ago. But I want to bring it back because if you listen, I've listened to hours of interviews with this guy now, and he's painting the whole picture for you. And they're excited about it. So take a listen. This is Eric Schmidt 10 years ago, I think, at the World Economic Forum. Here it is.
I would answer very simply that the internet will disappear. The internet there'll be so many IP addresses because of IPv6. So many devices, sensors, things that you're wearing, things that you're interacting with, that you won't even sense it. It'll be part of your presence all the time.
It'll be part of your presence all the time. Now, that was 10 years ago. If you fast forward a little bit, 8 years ago, 7 years ago, 6 years ago, you start to get the full evolution of technology and how Eric is pushing it forward and how it's developing. And at one point, he's telling you, you will not need to have wearables or anything of the such. You will walk into a room and you will be able to turn the light on. You will be able to, be a part of the room with all of the things in it. And of course, we know now we're in the midst of the biological revolution. This is the integration between man and machine. I know, crazy, right? Nuts. That would never happen. But here we are. It's just kind of insane. It's hard to get your brain. It's like, something. I was thinking about this the other day. I wonder if these movies that they put out, a lot of people say, oh, it's predictive programming, right? It's getting you ready to kind of accept what's going to happen. I don't know if that's it. Sometimes I think because we see things in the movies or we read them in a book, it almost puts more space in between us and that thing being real. So like, is it about predictive programming where they're telling you because they got to tell you before you do something or, that whole thing? I don't know. Is it more so that, you almost look at it in disbelief because you saw that in a movie? Oh, my brain says, that's a movie. I don't need to worry about that. That would never happen. I kind of think that might be the way it works because it seems like to me that this is unfolding right in front of our faces, and a lot of people do not see it. It's like they aren't even capable of understanding what's happening. And it's almost like a way to gaslight. Oh, yeah, that's like Terminator. Like, what? That's ridiculous. So it's interesting to me. Because I think that's the way it works more so than it's predictive programming and they have to tell you what they're going to do before they do it or what. I don't know about that. I think it's a way to kind of like create space between reality and fiction. And so therefore, when you spot it in reality, you kind of put it in the file of fiction in your brain. I don't know, just a thought I had, because we are going to be dealing with this ongoing, this melding of, fiction and reality, virtual and reality. And I tell you, the fallout from this is unquantifiable because we don't know how this is going to affect people's mental health. We don't know how it's going to affect a lot of things. So when Eric Schmidt says the Internet of Things, or he says that the Internet will disappear. He's saying that the Internet of Things will replace the way we use the Internet right now. So he doesn't mean that, online is going away. He meant that how we experience it is going to change so much. Like right now, we sit down in front of a computer, we get online, or we pick up our portal, right? And we go down the portal hole. That's going to go away. So from a visible tool to like a more invisible layer, we access it now, through laptops, phones, TVs, all that stuff, and even through our appliances and our vehicles. Your vehicle is now one large data collection receptacle. What do you want to call it? It just happens to drive you places. And so we're connected to it. And so you will never log off. And I found this so interesting as I was listening to some stuff today, preparing for the show. You'll never log off. You will be part of the internet, right? You're going to be part of it, part of the network. And I found it so interesting because when we were playing clips a couple of weeks ago, I think, and one of them was Larry Ellison, I believe, or no, was it, it might've been Larry Ellison. It might've been Eric Schmidt as well. I can't remember now, but they were talking about solving the problem of aging, solving the problem of death. And one of them happened to slip in there, that they were working on solving sleep. Working on solving sleep so that, they could get more hours out of the day. Because wouldn't it be great if you didn't have to sleep? So instead of logging on to do something online, the environment around us will already be connected and it will already be sensing you. This is already happening because I covered a story recently about how your body's frequency, your existence, your frequency interacts with EMF in such a unique way that it's much like a fingerprint. So, we're electric beings. I tell you that all the time, right? You are an electric being. And when we are navigating through this, world of EMF and 5G, we're interacting with that whether we like it or not. And it's impacting our cells, and it apparently is taking in information as well. And that is how they're able to uniquely identify people with the technology of detecting how your body interacts with EMF. So you don't need a chip, okay? I know there's a lot of people that make fun of people like me, and they're like, oh yeah, I went and got my shots and I'm all chipped up, and Bill Gates, yeah, he's following me. No, you're not going to need a chip, dude. You're way ahead of chips. So the network becomes essentially invisible and ever present, just like electricity is today. It's everywhere kind of thing. It's a new interface, and that will blur the line between virtual and reality even more. Stay tuned. I'm not done talking about this. You're going to want to hear this. We'll be back. This is Naturally Inspired Radio. Stay tuned.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time. Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, cell health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturalinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturalinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturalinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturalinspiredradio.com.
I had been reading and learning about cellular health, and I wanted a product I could take for my cellular health. I found your reset, and I love knowing that the antioxidants in it help me feel great and are also supporting my long-term cellular health for the future. That's from Tanya in Boise. Thank you, Tanya, for sending me that. If you have a story about the cellular reset, why you're using it, how it's helping you, send it to me because I want to share it. I want to share it with people. When I share stories like this, people are encouraged to try something after maybe feeling like, nothing's going to work. So you're helping to inspire other people to connect to real solutions for health. And so thank you for sending those in. And you can get your cellular reset at naturalinspiredstore.com. If you have questions about it, text me. Book an assessment, 720-303-8868. All right, let's get back to this very important topic. Internet of Things. So important. How are they planning on integrating humans, if you will? Well, I did a little research. I've been doing a little research, as you can imagine, for quite some time. Humans will essentially become nodes in the network, both through wearables at some point and biometric neural interfaces. Biometric neural interfaces. So the wearables Those are the watches, the medical implants, AR glasses, biosensors. They'll continuously transmit data on your health, movement, environment, and they'll send you data. They'll send you data as well. Brain-computer interfaces, early versions already exist, and they'll send and receive information directly from the nervous system. This means that the internet won't be something you go to, okay? And I can see this happening already. I was telling Jason this the other day. I can see that social media, what started as social media, is it's morphed, right? We all can see the differences. Remember, back in 2007 when I started at Facebook, it was really just about reconnecting to old friends, being able to see their family pictures, it was very organic and somewhat pure because we were probably all ignorant. We had no idea where it was going. I mean, there were some people that are just ahead of the curve that knew, but most of us know. We're just like, la, 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 here's my beautiful new baby. Oh, so wonderful. Meanwhile, it's tracking everything and we're programming artificial intelligence with every keystroke. Anyway, recently, though, I have noticed that it has yet evolved again. And even many people in like the marketing space and whatnot are talking about how it really isn't social anymore. That it's just media. And it's a way to capture time for selling. And that's what most people end up doing. They end up spending their time on it and buying stuff. Not always buying stuff, but spending a lot of time just consuming content without any real intention for the betterment of themselves. And so it's really, it's become more about making you feel a certain way to keeping you online all the time. They don't want you offline. And they've admitted it. I think it was Larry Ellison in the same clip that I played maybe last week, where he's talking about solving sleeping. And, they want you continuously hooked up online. And I think that's because the AI will be, the AI. I don't even know how to talk about it because it's not one big monster. It kind of is one big monster, but it's a lot of network, But it's going to be taking data all the time. The more data is inputted, then the bigger and better this thing gets. It's like feeding a monster, right? And it's just pretty maniacal when you think about it because it's all pitched out of convenience. Oh, this is going to be fantastic, everybody. This is going to be so fantastic. Everything's going to be so convenient. Everything at your fingertips. It's going to be so awesome. Just you wait. We're going to solve all the diseases. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. It's going to be fantastic. Meanwhile, we have delusion taking place where people think they're Jesus. Because their chat GPT is telling them they are the Messiah because they are controlling. They are programming. They are programming their own bot and sounding board. And its mission is really to keep you engaged. And so whatever it takes to keep you engaged is going to do. And that's just the beginning of it. So, the recursive stuff is interesting too. They're very the word recursive is being used a lot in a lot of these podcasts I talk about. And this is where they believe that the intelligence will get to a point where it's sucked up all the human data and it will actually be regurgitating its own data at that point. So I guess that's kind of like sentient, where it starts kind of forming its own ideas and not, because right now we have spent decades programming this thing with every keystroke, every CAPTCHA pick out the bicycle. We want to make sure you're a human. And also, we're programming the AI that's going to destroy your world. Like, that's what we've been doing. Oh, my Lord. It is quite a thing here that nobody is, just choosing to talk about. I think right now it's like they're going Mach 10 with their hair on fire, trying to get to the finish line with this artificial general intelligence before regulation has a chance to do anything. Because again, listening to these guys' talks again today, I hear them say, somebody's being, devil's advocate. Like, what are the bad things that could be happening? Throws them this big softball question, like, some people are concerned, and what could possibly go wrong? And of course, Eric spins it and says, well, the worst thing that could happen is we could slow this thing down. We could slow it down. That'd be the worst thing that could happen. Slow it down. I don't know. I don't know, Eric. Would it? Would it be so bad if we slowed it down and we had a few discussions about some things before we allowed, but China, we don't want China to get there before us. Okay. Can we have a discussion with China? Can we have a discussion with some of these other countries and be like, hey, probably your citizens are prone to going crazy too. So maybe we should slow our roll a little bit on this. We'll have an agreement, and we can just maybe put a pause on this while we figure out how to not drive people absolutely insane, and also keep them working and, support their purpose in life and what have you. Seems like that would be a good approach. Some kind of ceasefire on the artificial intelligence. Just, I'm not saying stop it. I'm just saying, can we discuss it? Because I'm telling you now, people are not ready. They don't even understand it and the impact it will have. When you talk to most people about it, here's their understanding. They think it's very language-based because of ChatGPT. They think that, it's a tool. It's the new Google. And that's how they kind of are perceiving it. And then jobs, they've heard the chatter about losing jobs and whatnot. But they don't have any idea about, bioweaponry. They don't have any idea about virtual reality. They don't have any idea of how that'll impact mental health. The fact that having no purpose in life is actually a bad thing. They don't know what universal basic income means necessarily. I mean, there's like all, and I'm not saying everybody. I mean, this audience is really informed, so you guys all know that stuff. But for the average person that goes to work every day, comes home, flips on the TV, they have no clue what is coming. And I'm basing this off of my own interactions with people in the real world. Stay tuned. When we come back, naturally inspired moment. You're not going to want to miss it.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, sow health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great-tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
Food fix, health fix. I don't know how she knew, but Tammy figured out that what I was eating was the root cause of my health problems. I followed her guidance, made the adjustments, and now I feel better than I have in years. And that's from James in Alaska. Shout out to James. Thank you so much for sending that in. If you have an experience working with me, or, we've done an assessment together and you've gotten something out of it, I'd love it if you just write me a couple lines like James did so I could share it here on the show. I want people to be encouraged and know that there are real solutions for health. It is, you get to a point sometimes in your health journey that you feel like nothing's going to work, especially when you're coming out of the allopathic model. They've got a bag of tricks there with a bag of pills and a few solutions with some procedures. And when it comes to chronic health, they don't get a lot of results. And so it can be exhausting and people can give up. And I hate that. I hate that they give up because there are real solutions. You got to do the work. But look at James did the work and now he feels so much better. So take advantage of it. You can get a free 30-minute assessment with me. Just go to naturallyinspiredstore.com. Okay. Our naturally inspired moment today. It's a good one. Again, nobody get mad. Okay. Don't get mad. Cause everything I tell you like this, I'm telling you because I've lived it, and I recognize it, and we all grow. And if you can't recognize what's going wrong, then you don't grow, but it's okay. They're probably thinking, oh my gosh, what is she going to say? Today's naturally inspired moment is about 5 strategies to stop being selfish. But here's the thing. You want to stop being selfish. Let me tell you why. It's way less painful. People are hyper-focused on themselves sometimes. And when you're hyper-focused on yourself, man, it's going to be painful. It is going to be painful. So, selfishness makes life smaller. Serving others makes life richer. When you focus less on me and more on we, you gain more joy, more connection, and more purpose. And here's how to start, okay? And it'll make your life better. I promise. Number 1, start the day thinking of someone else. Wake up in the morning instead of like, what do I have to do? Oh gosh, I got to go do this again. I got to do that. I don't want this. I don't want, what am I going to wear? Me, right? Which is easy to do because there's a lot to take care of. I'm not shaming anybody here. I'm just bringing some mindfulness. If you want to experience less pain, stop thinking about yourself so much. So start the day off by thinking about somebody else. Before you check your phone, think of a person you can encourage, maybe somebody you can pray for, somebody you can send good vibes to, or even maybe somebody you can surprise today. Why it helps you? It rewires your focus away from self-concern, and it sets your brain to look for opportunities to give, which has been shown to boost mood and lower stress hormones. I just have to say this. When I was younger, especially in my 20s and 30s, I thought that asking for help was weakness. No, I don't need any help. I can do it all myself. I got it. Right? Turns out people love to help. And it's not an inconvenience to them. It actually is a reward. When you allow somebody to help you, it makes them feel needed. It makes them feel wanted. And it gives them purpose. So don't deny people's help. And you don't always have to pay them back. Oh, they helped me with this. I better give them some money. Oh, they helped me with this. You're taking away their joy. You're taking away their reward when you do that. Accept the help. Express gratitude. Give before you're asked. Look for small ways to help. Hold the door for somebody. Send an encouraging text to somebody. Share your knowledge with somebody. Don't wait to be needed. Anticipate it. Acting generously without being prompted builds confidence. It deepens relationships. If somebody if you accept somebody's help and they feel like, oh, I helped them, and they get the reward of feeling like, I'm needed, that's a beautiful way to deepen a relationship. From then builds trust. It builds each other's value and loyalty, which is something that is just so not available today. Right? Loyalty is really an issue I see in the world today. And it makes you more resourceful, right? This is like thinking outside the box, trying to solve kind of other people's problems or how you can help other people. Makes you more resourceful. Here is a big one. And I'm guilty of this. So, it's easy to do. Listen without interrupting. True listening is a gift. When you give someone your full attention and you actually listen to them, you're showing and expressing to them that they matter and that your agenda isn't the only one in the room. It helps because listening improves empathy and emotional intelligence, which is essential for trust, connection, and influence. You ever been around somebody that's like, oh, you think that's bad, blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah, da, 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 da. And then this happened to me. And then that, well, this is what happened to me, and you're just like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to get out of here. Everyone who works in an office knows exactly what I'm talking about. You're like, man, geez, take a breath. Being a listener, if you feel lonely, go be a listener for somebody. Because they are few and far between. My daughter's a great listener. Volunteer your time. Find a cause you believe in and commit to serving regularly. So giving your time expands your perspective and reminds you the world is bigger than your own personal challenges. Sometimes, especially when you're going through painful times, whether you're experiencing grief, loss, abandonment, whatever, if you're going through financial hardship, if your kids aren't listening, you're just really experiencing a lot of pain. Sometimes you really do just got to get out there and solve someone else's problem and stop thinking about your own just for a couple hours. Because when we have these big things go down in our lives, they can be all consuming. And it's not helping. It is not helping. So service increases your gratitude. It reduces feelings of isolation, and it gives you a greater sense of meaning and contribution. Number 5, I'm actually professional at this. If I say so myself, I'm like, I could get an Oscar for this. I celebrate other people's wins. I'm a natural cheerleader. Cheer for someone else's success without comparing it to your own. Why does this help you? It trains your mind to operate for abundance rather than scarcity, reducing jealousy and increasing life satisfaction. Oh yeah, I just, every time I see somebody knocking out of the park, I'm like, yes, team human. First of all, team human. And I'm like, if they can do it, I can do it too. When people are achieving what they want in life, it is social proof that you can do it too. So it should inspire you. It should lift you up. It should motivate you. You should be cheering the loudest for them, because that only means it's possible for others, for you, for your kids, for your grandkids, for everybody that you care about in your life. I personally take it as a win for myself. Like when, we have partners here on the radio, had that sponsor the radio, guys at Good Brew, guys at Pumpkin Creek, and I just love it when they're winning, because that means what we're doing is working, and it's just like first of all, 16% is all that is left of American business owners, small business owners. There's only 16% of us now. And we're so valuable. Owning a business in America, like, it's so valuable now because it's dying. And I understand why it's dying. It's hard as heck out here. It is hard. You're constantly having to adapt. I mean, you really got to love what you do as a small business owner. And for me, it's like, I can't do anything else. I'm obsessed. I need to help with this issue of health. But that you do need to be obsessed with what you're doing. And I'm working with people that are obsessed with what they're doing. And so when they're winning, I could not be happier for them. If you're feeling like negative feelings about somebody else's success, you're not doing enough. You're not doing enough for yourself. You owe it to yourself to do more. 5 strategies today to stop being selfish. Stay tuned, everybody. This is Naturally Inspired Radio. We'll be right back.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio. Save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
Nearly 40% of Americans struggle with a $400 emergency expense. An extra $300 a month can be the difference between stability and financial stress.
Are you feeling the pinch of rising expenses? Imagine what an extra $300, $500, or even $1,000 a month can do for you. Introducing a simple 3-step system designed to help you create a steady income without the overwhelm. Step 1, follow our easy-to-use plan. Step 2, take small, consistent actions. Step 3, stay motivated with weekly coaching designed to keep you on track and moving forward. Whether you're saving for a family vacation, paying down debt, or just looking for breathing room, this system is for you. You don't need special skills, just the desire to make change. Join a growing community of success stories today. Visit simpleincome.info or text 720-764-7448.
Welcome to Naturally Inspired Radio, where we expose what's broken in the healthcare system, connect you to real health solutions, and inspire you to take back control of your life. We want to help you feel empowered, informed, and free to live naturally without fear, confusion, or dependency. Download our latest book on real solutions for health at naturallyinspiredradio.com. Naturally Inspired Radio is a nationally syndicated show broadcast on over 100 radio stations, online platforms, video channels, and podcast feeds. Follow us on your favorite platform today, hit that like button, leave a comment, and engage in our special live stream chats, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com to learn more, register for our weekly giveaway, and explore past episodes. You can also connect directly with Tammy, follow her on all major social media platforms, and discover more about our featured guests and trusted radio partners. Are you looking for better health? Work with Tammy today and take the first step toward a healthier, more empowered lifestyle. Schedule your complimentary 30-minute lifestyle assessment to explore personalized guidance on nutrition, movement, toxin-free living, and natural beauty without pharma. Get started now and discover Tammy's preferred health products at naturallyinspiredstore.com or text Tammy directly 720-303-8868. Love the show and want to support the movement? Head over to naturallyinspiredradio.com and click on the support tab. There you'll find all the ways you can get involved. Join our Naturally Inspired community, become a preferred customer, attend one of our amazing live events, get your backstage pass for exclusive access, and connect to all things naturally inspired. Thank you for tuning in today. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the simple radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. 8868. NaturallyInspiredRadio.com.
The information and other content provided on this radio show or in any linked materials is provided for informational purposes only, not intended and should not be construed as medical advice. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
Welcome back to Hour 2. This is Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm Tammy Cuthbert-Garcia. I am so glad you're joining me today. I forgot to mention my friend Bob there. Greska C60. Greska C60. Bob is a hard-working man, and he has developed a wonderful product. It's called Greska C60. And, we're bombarded with toxins every single day. And C60 is a pure, powerful carbon molecule that helps remove those toxins. It supports healthy cells, keeps you feeling your best. You can order it today at c60.com. or call 720-600-6040. Tell Bob I sent you, or it might be Sam that answers the phone, Bob and Sam. And you can use promo code Tammy, Tammy. If you're going to order online at c60.com, just use that promo code Tammy for a special discount. If you're calling them, let them know I sent you. I use Greskas every day as an ongoing detox because we are exposed to so many chemicals. A toxic soup on a daily basis. It's just something I take every day. It doesn't taste bad. It's easy to take, a couple droppers full, and I'm confident that it's, carrying out all of the toxins each and every day because that's what it does. It's really good at it too. So c60.com. Top story I want to talk about in the news today is lab-grown meat because, it was dying off there for a while. We were seeing, the companies like, what is it, Beyond something, all those fake meat companies, they were like losing their stock and it seemed like it was kind of going away. And now it's like back up. Oh, fake meat. Well, a couple things are going on, right? They're changing the food pyramid, right? That's going to be coming out, I think, in September, where they're essentially turning the food pyramid upside down, where the bulk of your food needs to come from healthy fats and healthy proteins, including meat, right? And dairy. So it's like they're struggling. They're trying to like push it down push it onto us before this thing turns over and try to make a way for it. So lab grown meat. I want to say this, and this is probably a different point of view than you may have heard some other places, but I'm thinking here that the hypothesis is this. Kind of like if we can wring out any bit of energy from humans, we should divert it into AI. Like it just, I start to think about all the changes that we've been through, light bulbs, which we're going to talk about, right? Everything to LED, don't flush your toilet, like eco flush, the shower heads, what else, hybrid cars. Like there's just so much emphasis on energy, right? And this whole time we've been being fed this narrative that is, oh, you got to save the earth. You got to save the earth. It's about the earth, climate change. The earth is melting, all this kind of stuff. But let me just ask you, if you are concerned about the earth and the environment, why are you flying around in jets everywhere, right? Why are you putting together the biggest energy sucker? I mean, this is a whopper, pales in comparison to what the human population is consuming. And that's, of course, AI. That's why they need to build all these data centers, right? So I feel like the hypothesis is this, like, hey, if we can just wring out, squeeze the humans and get them to use less and less and less and less and less energy, we can then divert that energy into our data centers, into this race for AI. And I think that goes for our food as well. How dare you have a few animals on your property because, the climate? Or is it that you don't want too many people to have a few animals on their property, all over the place because that's going to consume too much energy? I've started to think that that's what it is. Let's take a look at these clips talking about fake food. Here we go.
It looks, smells, and tastes like the butter we're all familiar with, but without the farmland, fertilizers, or emissions tied to that typical process. And this butter breakthrough, it's happening right here in Batavia.
In the middle of an industrial park in a suburb west of Chicago, something unprecedented is happening.
So you're using this gas right now to cook your food, and we're proposing that we would like to first make your food with that gas.
The company is called Savor, and you better believe it. Their pioneering tech uses carbon and hydrogen to make the stick of butter you see on this plate.
This is pretty novel to be able to make food that looks and tastes and feels exactly like dairy butter, but with no agriculture whatsoever.
And no long ingredient list the average person can't pronounce.
It's really just our fat, some water, a little bit of lecithin as an emulsifier, and some natural flavor and color.
How? Fats are made up of carbon and hydrogen chains. The goal here? Replicate those chains without animals or plants. And they did it. They tell me to simplify. They take carbon dioxide from the air and hydrogen from water, heat them up and oxidize them. The final result?
It looks like a wax, like a candle wax at first.
But they're fat molecules, like the ones in beef.
See, I take a look at this and I think, but we already have butter. We already have butter and it tastes fantastic. If you haven't tried it, you're missing out. Tastes fantastic. Butter. We already have it. Why are we synthesizing butter and making butter from, a synthetic process? Is it because we want to save the environment? Let me say this, okay? Nobody thinks they are evil. Nobody wakes up every day and is like, I'm going to be evil today. I'm going to ruin humankind. And that's not how it happens. It's quite the opposite. Most people think they are good. And they think that their way of thinking is good. And they think that, they're going to save the world. And it's all backed by good intention. So little Jordan here, the food scientist, is she evil? No, I'm sure she's not. But she is indoctrinated. She's indoctrinated. How is she indoctrinated? She went through the institutions, you guys. It's years of being exposed to this is the way you think, right? It's not critical thought. It's, this is what you need to think. Remember, we own the science on climate. Do you remember when that lady said that? They own the science on climate. So that's why, therefore, they have to control the algorithm on climate because they own the science on climate. That's what they do. Come on. They own it. But I'm thinking that this isn't what it's about at all. So here's what fake food does. There's two things that it does. Well, the obvious, it monetizes, right? People can patent fake food. You can't really patent a cow, You can sell butter, but you can't really control the cow. You can't patent the cow. So of course that's the obvious, monetize it, right? But the other thing is that I think it's that this whole movement is doing and seeking to do is to control energy. and see if they can monetize it, because, billionaires are double dippers. That's how they get to be billionaires. They monetize every step of the way, right? They have an agenda for a specific goal. They lay out a path on how to get there, and every step along the way is monetized. It has to be. That's how they become a billionaire. So if the final goal, is dim the sun, control all energy, build data centers, bring everybody into the virtual universe and out of reality, then making your own food in a laboratory, monetizing it, and selling it seems like a good way to control energy as well. Control food supply, but also to control energy. Again, just diverting any human use of energy into AI, into the digital revolution. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be right back.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, cell health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturalinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturalinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturalinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturalinspiredradio.com.
Welcome back. I think it's all about energy, everybody. I think we've been looking at this thing all the wrong way, thinking, way back to Al Gore when he was telling you about climate change and, global warming. Now they dropped the global warming because clearly that wasn't working. They adopted a new one that's much more adaptable. It's very fluid. Climate change. What exactly does climate change mean? It could mean it's cold. It could mean it's hot. It could mean, it's very adaptable. So whatever's going on in front of your eyes, it's okay because it's all climate change, right? The global warming thing, that kind of petered out because, we actually had more of an ice age, we had more ice. Now, I want to be very clear about this. Do I think we have an environmental problem? I do. We have considerably less bugs on the planet than we used to, especially, I guess, in the United States. And that's evident. And we're losing some species of animals and whatnot. That's evident. Do I think it's because of the climate? No, I think it's because of corporations. I think that they are guilty for the most amount of pollution and contamination that does damage to our environment. So I'm not saying there isn't any issue at all. I'm saying it's being packaged and it's being presented in a way to ruffle your feathers and make you fight for it because you want a planet for your future children, right? You deserve it. Rah, rah, rah. Be careful about that stuff. People trying to make you feel a certain way are usually very manipulative. And I think it has a lot more to do with about controlling energy, especially now that we see the magnitude of energy needed for AI and for these data centers. And they are scratching for more, bits or whatever you call it, all the time, more visual, ability constantly. It's going to be the main thing. I think we're headed into an energy war because of that. So you may not be able to fly, you may not be able to travel, drive, go places, what have you, have animals, all the rest of it, not because you're trying to save the climate, but because they are trying to suck every bit of energy to make it available for these data centers, for AI. This is I pulled this clip and it's like 10 or 12 years old, but I find this guy's vocabulary quite interesting. I believe this is the creator of Beyond Beef. Take a listen.
If you think about meat and say, okay, what has to come from chickens, cows, and pigs, there's only so much efficiency you can wring out of that system. So we need to think about it differently. I'm Ethan Brown. I'm the founder and CEO of Beyond Meat, and our mission is to create meat directly from plants.
For decades, people have attempted to make imitation meat out of plants, but the appeal of those products has been limited because, well, the imitation has never been that convincing.
What is meat? I think about it from the perspective of what's in meat. And that's, lipids, it's amino acids, it's carbohydrates, it's minerals, and it's water, none of which have exclusive residence in the animal. They're abundant in the plant kingdom. So what we're doing is extracting them from plants, and then we're going ahead and assembling them in the architecture of animal protein or muscle.
See, what these people don't realize that they're doing is they're hijacking the natural process. They're hijacking nature, or they're trying to. They're trying to hijack nature. And this makes me feel like I take this very personally, because this is a war on nature. And they're willing to, just completely disregard humans and humans' connection to nature and the fact that we actually need this connection to live, and create just like you can just create synthetic nature. Who cares what? Just make your own nature. All because they're trying to capture all the energy. So if you stop using energy, they can divert that into these data centers or into building up this artificial intelligence. And some of the vocabulary there, he's like, there's only so much efficiency you can wring out of cows, pigs, and chickens, right? Out of the system, he said. There's only so much efficiency you can wring out of the system, right? Meaning these cows, pigs, and chickens are just taking up too much energy. It's not efficient. If we can make this synthetic form of food and we can control it, then we can control the amount of energy we're using to produce this food, which is less than what we're using to produce real food. They'll tell you, that regenerative farming, real food production, oh, that's not scalable. That's not scalable. Okay, maybe it's not scalable, but you can certainly replicate it over and over and over and over and over and over again all over the country. You can replicate it, regenerative farming, and it improves the land and it produces better food, better quality food. It produces better soil. It produces better animals. The reason why they'll tell you it's not scalable is because they need a reason to control the food supply. Because they need to control the food supply because they need to control the energy. And if they don't control the energy and they can't control the food supply, there's not going to be enough energy. I mean, you start to look at all the different pieces of the puzzle and it really makes a lot of sense, because some of these claims, I mean, some of these politicians, especially recently, they're just tripping over their words. I mean, they're just puppets. They're just, they're just press men that go out there and, stand in front of the camera and say what they're told to say. And they look pretty and they look nice and they're persuasive and all that stuff. That's their role. But they're struggling, They're even struggling to make it make sense nowadays. You're not supposed to go into the woods because, if you fall and break your leg in the woods, we won't be able to save you. The mental gymnastics is comical, it's pretty funny because they have to invent all these stories around why they need to cut us off from energy sources. They need to invent all these things so that it kind of makes sense, so that you'll fight for it. Because that's the best way. I think Sun Tzu's book, The Art of War, there's a part in there where it's like the best way to fight a war is to have your enemy not even know you're at war. To actually have your enemy, actually having your enemy fight for what the outcome you want. And they don't know it. And I feel like that's the attack we have been under for decades. But it's rapid speed now since COVID. Right? It's now. The AI race is now. It's got to be now. And so many things, they needed to roll out COVID in order to bring in the Great Reset. They're telling you this is the Great Reset. What does that mean? Doesn't register, I think, for most people. But this is the Great reset. We're already in it. It's the digital revolution. It's the biological revolution. It is the conservation of energy to push AI, AGI, over the finish line. To complete this merger of machine and man for, what ultimately this whole thing traces back to eugenics. And you can't convince me it doesn't, because it's all about the perfect human. We're going to solve death. We're going to solve aging. We're going to solve sleep, for goodness sakes. Why sleep? Who wants to sleep? I do. I actually like sleeping. Oh my goodness. Stay with me. Coming up, we have more news and our health topic of the day. You're not going to want to miss it. We'll be right back, everybody.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, cell health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturalinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturalinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturalinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturalinspiredradio.com.
Have you heard of O2 delivers oxygen-rich performance right at home, helping you boost your energy, recover faster, and feel your best at any age? This is unlike anything you've ever seen before. You gotta check this out. It's like supercharging your body from the inside out. You need to learn about it. There's so many other things attached to it. I can't even go into all of them. You need to go check out this website. Go to liveO2.com. That's liveO2.com. Or you can call Mark at 970-658-2789. That's 970-658-2789. You're going to ask for Mark. He's going to give you all the details on this fantastic performance protocol that he has for many, many different things. So go check it out, liveO2.com. Okay, incandescent light bulbs. So here's just like there's a theme today that I'm going through. If you haven't noticed, it's like, oh, this is really interesting. Why incandescent light bulbs may be better for your health. For most of human history, light came from the sun, the moon, fire, and eventually simple glowing filaments in incandescent bulbs. But in the last decade, we've traded these warm lights for ultra efficient LEDs. While LEDs save energy and they last longer, more and more health conscious people are raising the concern. Are these good for us? Incandescent bulbs produce light by heating tungsten filament until it glows, much like a miniature sun. This creates a full continuous light spectrum that closely mimics natural sunlight. The light is rich in red and infrared wavelengths, which support circadian rhythm, mitochondrial function, and even collagen production in the skin. LEDs, on the other hand, often have spiky, incomplete spectra with a heavy emphasis on blue wavelengths and a lack of natural infrared. Blue light disrupts circadian rhythm. So interesting, because I tell you, I had no idea until I started working with the public with holistic nutrition and whatnot, how sleep deprived people actually are, and that this is something that people are really struggling with. One of the biggest concerns with LEDs is that their high blue light content, especially in cool white or daylight bulbs. Blue light at night suppresses melatonin, the hormone that helps you sleep and supports cellular repair. Over time, chronic exposure to artificial blue light in the evening can disrupt sleep cycles, impair hormone imbalance, and even impact your mood. Incandescent emit far less blue light and more soothing amber red light, making them gentler on their eyes and your nervous system after dark. The flicker. So many LEDs flicker. And it's at high frequency because of how their drivers regulate the power. This flicker is often invisible to the naked eye, but detectable by your brain and your nervous system. When Jason and I go into grocery stores, feel like we're going to stroke out sometimes. We'll just look at each other because we don't go in very often. And when we do, we'll look at each other sometimes and just be like, do you feel weird? Yeah, I do. That's what's happening. That is what's happening. This flicker is affecting your nervous system. So research suggests that it can contribute to eye strain, headaches, dizziness, and stress in sensitive individuals. Incandescent bulbs run on steady current, producing no flicker, creating a calmer lighting environment. Infrared light and cellular health. Incandescent produce a large amount of near-infrared light, which penetrates the skin and can stimulate mitochondrial energy production. So NIR supports wound healing, reduces inflammation, and promotes tissue repair. Benefits we're now paying to get from expensive infrared saunas and therapy devices when it used to just be the way we lived. LEDs produce almost no infrared light, meaning you miss out on all the subtle but powerful biological benefit day to day. And then there's the EMF and electronics factor. LEDs require complex electronics to function, which can introduce electromagnetic fields and electrical noise into your environment. EMF sensitivity varies. Some people experience fatigue, brain fog, and other symptoms from prolonged exposure. Incandescents are electrically simple, just a filament and glass, meaning fewer EMF concerns. So guess what they've done? I believe in Canada, they have even banned incandescent light bulbs. Now, if you think about my theory here of making sure that, they wring out every little bit of energy out of human consumption, they can redirect that into what's going to be needed for these data centers for the advancement of artificial general intelligence and the Internet of Things. It's just becomes kind of glaringly obvious, when you start looking at everything. Not to mention the fact that, they're happy to kill people nowadays, with things like medical assistance and dying and whatnot. Like, hey, yeah, one less human on the planet means we got a little more energy for the machine. I know it seems kind of nuts, but I think this is where we're at. Bobby Kennedy, I guess, has announced that they're going to make incandescent light bulbs a little more available to everybody. So that's an interesting development. Again, right? I'm telling you, it's like chip bargaining. Can I get this? For that? Can I get this for that? Can I get this for that? But like, it's because corporations run our country. Because they have all the money. And there's this constant negotiating going on, trying to get deals done. It seems pretty clear to me now that that's the way it's moving. So a new vaccine designed to help with colorectal and pancreatic cancer. I think we ought to be on the lookout for these things because I believe they're taking us down a path to predictive medicine. And what is predictive medicine? I've been talking about it on here for a while now. I haven't really heard anybody else talk about it, but I believe that this is a whole other marketplace that's opening up for big pharma and for these biotech companies. And instead of, I believe we're looking at health, we're looking at treatment for things from all the wrong point of view. It's from a point of view of wait till you don't feel good and then go fix it with pills or procedures or whatever. And I think we need a different perspective on it. We need to start looking at it like, first of all, what's causing it? Right? What's causing the epidemic of disease? What's causing the epidemic of mental illness? What's causing it? Right? We really need to look at that. And then we need to look at it from a point of view as like, we're born whole. We're born healthy. Most of us are lucky enough to be born healthy. Some people aren't. But I'm talking about people who are born healthy and whole. We were born healthy and whole, and we live, and then we start to get sick. Right? What's happening? What are we exposed to that's causing this? It isn't just natural aging. It isn't natural for a 10 or 12-year-old to get pancreatic cancer, which is what we're seeing now, thanks to certain injections. So we need to seek to understand how humans achieve optimum health. What's going on here? That's a very small part of research because research is completely funded by products, right? It's about finding solutions to monetize. And that's where the research gets done. Hey, if we can come up with a solution for this problem, then we can monetize it and we can sell it and make a lot of money. But nobody's investing in finding out why. What about modern day living is now producing these chronic disease issues at epidemic rate? Like how are we living here? And that stuff never gets studied. We are living in a toxic soup all the time. From the lights to the screens to pollution outside to chemicals on our food to chemicals in our food to dead soil to lack of movement because all of our work is done behind a screen now. Like, there's so many things that we could fix in order to improve health outcomes. Yet all the focus goes into developing this billions and billions and billions of dollars into monetizable solutions. It doesn't bring true health to the people. You were born whole. You can be well. You're listening to Naturally Inspired Radio. Stay tuned. Health tips up next. You're not going to want to miss it.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time. Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, cell health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturalinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturalinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturalinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturalinspiredradio.com.
I didn't even know what insulin resistance was until Tammy explained it to me. She gave me a clear step-by-step plan to lower it naturally, and now my energy, my weight, and my mood are all in much better place. Thank you so much. And that comes from Beth right here in Colorado. Insulin resistance is real, and many people are dealing with it simply because of the food that we've been exposed to. And the food pyramid. I mean, I think most people think, well, I don't follow the food pyramid. I never look at it. It's something that's institutionalized. You know, if you go out in public, you know, you're going to a game or a concert or whatever, do they have a lot of steak just available for you there on a kebab? You know, they don't. They have these, mostly carbohydrate types of foods. And that's all based off of kind of what's acceptable from the food pyramid. Thank goodness we're getting a new food pyramid. I can't wait till that old one goes away. It's been a huge contributor to much disease in our country. Okay. Oh, let's go on to our, health tip. Let's go on to our health tip. Oh, if you want to get the, if you want to book an appointment with me, go to naturallyinspiredstore.com. Book a 30-minute free assessment. They're totally free. You can get results. So go there, or if you have more questions, just text me. My text line is open, 720-303-8868. Okay, we're talking about weight loss today on the health tip. Here's a seven-step process that shows how the body actually loses weight, because I think this is really interesting. You know, a lot of people are working on this with their health goal, and to understand how your body actually sheds weight is helpful. I'm a big believer in visualization, right? If you understand how something happens, how something works, and you're thinking about it, you're just helping your body do what you want it to do. Don't forget that this mind of yours is the driver. So number one, you start eating in a calorie deficit, right? So you eat fewer calories than your body needs, or you burn more through movement. This creates an energy gap that forces your body to tap into stored fuel. Now, a little caveat here, okay? When you start eating protein rich, right? When you start eating 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight that you want to achieve, you know, not the weight you are now, but the desired weight, 1 gram per pound of body weight, you start eating that amount of protein, and you're not going to have a problem being in a calorie deficit. This is what I think is so kind of funny. Through the years, you know, I talk to people and they're like, oh, I'm doing this diet, you know, and I'm doing intermittent fasting, and I'm doing keto, or I'm doing this or whatever. And they think it's the protocol that's helping, you know. And the truth is that it's the restriction, right? You're sticking to a restrictive diet. And so you're eating less by nature, because there's just less foods that you can graze on. So it's not necessarily the protocol, the type of food you're eating, but it's that the protocol is making you eat less, if that makes sense. And the same goes for intermittent fasting, right? Oh, I'm dropping weight like crazy. It's the intermittent fasting. Well, yeah, intermittent fasting is an awesome tool, but also you're eating in a window and you're just eating less, you know? So that's the number one thing, is you get into a calorie deficit. And when that begins, okay, a hormonal shift releases fat. So lower insulin levels signal the fat cells to release triglycerides, the stored form of fat, into the bloodstream as a fatty acid and glycerol. So that's what happens in the second step. Third is fat is mobilized for energy. So these fatty acids travel to your muscles and organs, where they enter your cells, power plants, the mitochondria, which we talk about here all the time, to be burned for energy. This is why it's so important that you have healthy mitochondria, health at the cellular level, right? I kind of liken it like this stagnant pond. You know, if your mitochondria are, not operating at optimum performance, the cells are kind of inflamed, right? You're dealing with inflammation. It's like a slow, gunky pond. And when you start eating whole foods, that inflammation goes down. The mitochondria can operate at optimum levels, and then you have healthier cells. And the other thing is, you know, when you stop putting in the highly inflammatory foods like breads and pasta and oils and all that stuff, then you're not carrying around the inflammation either. So as much as 10 pounds, I was telling someone this morning, you know, it's not all just fat. It's actually inflammation. And when you stop putting food in and you support your body with supplementation like Cellular Reset, that's full of potent polyphenol that helps reduce inflammation, then, you know, all that inflammation goes away. And you're not holding on to as much water either, because you're not as inflamed. So it's kind of like you're just building a better energy system in your body, like a real energy system, not a fake one. Fat breaks down into CO2 and water. So inside the mitochondria, fatty acids go through a process called oxidation, producing carbon dioxide, water, and ATP, which is energy. Then you breathe out fat. And I think a lot of people don't know this. So most of the mass from fat loss leaves your body as carbon dioxide through your lungs. So about 84% of the fat's weight exits via exhalation, and the rest becomes water, which you excrete through sweat, urine, and other fluids. So, that's one thing I don't think people think about. You're actually breathing out the weight. And the water is flushed away. So the water created during fat metabolism is removed through your kidneys, your skin, and your breath, further reducing your weight. Those are those detox pathways. And what happens when we're highly inflamed? What happens when we're holding on to toxins in the fat around, visceral fat around our organs is, it can't be it's not let go. So you have to calm the inflammation. How do you calm the inflammation? Like I said, through diet, supplemental support. Okay. And then your detox pathways will start doing their job. They'll start doing their job more efficiently. They'll have less stuff to work on. And so they work better. And number 7, this cycle continues. So as long as you maintain a calorie deficit and stay metabolically active, your body keeps pulling from stored fat, oxidizing it and breathing it away until you reach a healthy balance. So those are kind of the steps of weight loss. So the reason why I wanted to lay this out is because I want you to have a very clear visual of weight loss. You really need to imagine it from a cellular level, because when you're carrying extra weight, there's a lot of inflammation in the body, and that makes it so the mitochondria may not be operating at optimum levels, and certainly cellular health. Cellular health is, it's I want to say damaged. It's not operating at optimum level, and so by decreasing inflammation, you're creating a better motor, you're creating a better motor that burns through things. And so low sugar, of course, very low sugar, and high volume foods that are full of water, full of fiber. These types of foods help contribute to healthy mitochondria. They lower inflammation, right? Which is key. And it helps your body release the fat. Remember, I think especially when it comes to weight loss, people feel like they have to fight for weight loss. I got to work so hard. I got to fight. And really, storing fat is your body's communication for protection. It's protecting you. It feels like it needs to hold on to that fat in order to protect you, protect your organs, protect you from toxins. Toxins are held in your fat, protect you even maybe from some emotional things. It's never against you. And I know especially women get so frustrated with their bodies and they feel like they have to fight against their bodies. That's not the right course of action. The right course of action is love and understanding and listening and responding to the communication you're getting. You work with your body. It's a biological miracle. It's freaking awesome, actually, especially when you understand its communication, because then you can work with it instead of against it. I'm so glad you joined me today for Naturally Inspired Radio. We'll be back tomorrow right here at 3 o'clock. Join me.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio. Save it to your favorites and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. NaturallyInspiredRadio.com.
Nearly 40% of Americans struggle with a $400 emergency expense. An extra $300 a month can be the difference between stability and financial stress.
Are you feeling the pinch of rising expenses? Imagine what an extra $300, $500, or even $1,000 a month can do for you. Introducing a simple 3-step system designed to help you create a steady income without the overwhelm. Step 1, follow our easy-to-use plan. Step 2, take small, consistent actions. Step 3, stay motivated with weekly coaching designed to keep you on track and moving forward. Whether you're saving for a family vacation, paying down debt, or just looking for breathing room, this system is for you. You don't need special skills, just the desire to make change. Join a growing community of success stories today. Visit simpleincome.info or text 720-764-7448.